Hey guys, welcome back. This is gonna be basically my part two of my swap meet finds. I actually got that guy's number the last time I saw him, and he asked if I wanted to see his collection that he had at his house, and he mentioned that he had about 30 boxes. So this weekend I made it over there to see what he had. I was pretty excited. So we'll start with one of the first comics I found. This is going to be my second Danger Girl in my collection, but this is the only Adam Hughes that I found. So this is Danger Girl number 3, and really cool Adam Hughes cover. So I added that to my collection. So I found a small stack of Michael Turners that I needed. There's still other stuff that I need, or that I was planning to pick up, but the problem with it was that my CLZ app crashed on my phone, and so I didn't have my updated list with everything I needed, but I only picked the covers that I knew for sure that I was missing. So let's start with Witchblade Collection Volume 1. Found that. And like I said, this is coming from a guy's personal collection. So all this stuff is in near mint, and he said that he's been holding on to his collection since like 2000, and some of the stuff no one's ever seen because he usually doesn't invite them to come and take a look at it. So they found that. A couple Fathoms that I was missing was Fathom 0. This was before I started really getting into it, so I missed these issues coming out, you know, on the stand at that time. And then Fathom number 1, I believe this is the Dolphin one. And then what's really funny about this cover is I never owned this comic of Fathom number 1. But the funny part with this is I actually own a lithograph of this that a store was going out of business and they were getting rid of everything. So I have a pretty large piece that I still haven't framed, but I have that lithograph of this. Another oddball Michael Turner I found was this Dark Minds number 2. So those are the couple Michael Turners I found in that guy's collection. So the most books I found were, and as you can see, it's a nice little stack, was Campbell books. And all these books that I'm showing right now, the guy sold to me for $1, because he used to own, or he said that his pull list, he got around $100 to $200 books when he was originally collecting. So he had a lot of doubles of stuff. This is a Michael Turner. I think I've seen it before on a couple people's videos. But this is a DV8, and this is number 1. Really nice Campbell cover. A Gen 13 I found was this, or I guess it's not even Gen 13, it's just Gen Active. Got that one. I was hoping I was going to find a little bit more Vampirilla covers, but I did find this J. Scott Campbell. I think this is this is my third cover of Vampirilla. So, but I don't actually have this one. I found Wildcats 1. Gen 13 and Generation X, and this is the 3D version of this. Now, some of the filler from Gen 13 that I needed was Gen 13 number 1. This is a Gen 13 annual, which I didn't even know they came out with any annuals. But this isn't a Campbell cover, but I still picked it up. This is from the late from the late Steve Dillon. and that was a Gen 13 he did. Another Gen 13 is Gen 13 number 4. Gen 13 number 10. So I'm not sure if this is a mini series or if it's actually just part of the regular series, but it's called Fire from Heaven. Gen 13 number 13A. Gen 13 number B, or letter B. And then here's the C cover to that. And another 13C. Number 14. 15. He didn't have 16, but I did find 17. 18. 19. 21. And then 24. And this is actually number 25. And it says New Horizon. So this is just the regular cover. And right behind that one, he had the chrome cover. Alright. Now the guy said he had a Spider-Man collection, and I was hoping he had some older stuff that I really needed, but it was really from his Spider-Man collection was from 85 to about 2008, 2010, and I have most of that stuff. But he did have some oddball Spider-Man titles and some things that I didn't have in my collection. So this one stood out right away and something that I needed. But this is the second print variant to 568. And I really like Romita's artwork. So I know a lot of people aren't a fan of Romita, but I always thought he was one of my favorite Spider-Man artists. And I met before, people in the 2000s. But I like Romita's work on this. I picked up a Spider-Man Giant Size Annual, and this is number 14. I just kind of like the Doctor Strange cover. I thought it was really cool. I've never read this, but I thought it would be a good one to pick up. And I thought this was going to be worth a little bit more. With all these Spider-Man books, these were the only ones that he had a little bit of a premium on. But I was really lucky because he said that he was going to price everything out of Overstreet, and I was thrilled to hear that because Overstreet's not always accurate. This is, I believe, the first Sin Eater. So he said he was going to price them out of Overstreet, and with that, he also said that whatever they were on Overstreet, he would sell them to me for half. Now, I heard this cover is really hard to get in a 9.8. This is the first time I've owned it, and I don't even think there's one in the census, but this one won't be a 9.8, but I really like this Peter Parker Spider-Man number 101. Pretty cool black costume Spider-Man, and then just the contrast between the city and him. Really nice cover. Now this one is probably the most beat up Spider-Man that I found, but I just bought it for the cameo of Venom in it. So this is a Web of Spider-Man number 18. And like I said, it's more of a filler. This book doesn't even go for that much anymore, which is surprising. One of the ones I was really happy to find I've always wanted this cover, just never bought it because it was a little bit pricier when it was a wall book, you know, at my local shop. But I found Spider-Man versus Wolverine, and I thought that was, you know, two of my favorite characters from when I first started collecting. So that was really nice to finally get that in my collection. One of the things that I was really happy with was the guy had the complete run of the first Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man series. So I didn't even know which issues to really pick up, but of course I had to go with the number 1, and that's, I think there's one spine tick, but besides that, everything else is pressable. So I'll probably fix this one up. I don't think I'm gonna get it graded, but who doesn't want that? Now, the last book I'm gonna show, I'm actually really happy to get. I've been wanting this book for a very long time. I almost pulled the trigger on it last year, right before the Cloak and Dagger movie got announced. I was gonna buy a copy, and it seems like this happens to me quite a bit. I was trying to find Morbius about 2 months ago, and I didn't pick it up, and now they announced the movie, and it's expensive. So, but I did find Cloak and Dagger number 64, or I guess this isn't Cloak and Dagger, but their first appearance, and this is a Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man number 64. Got this at a killer deal. I think this is the only one that I paid an actual premium for. I bought this for $20, but so I'm really finally happy to get this to add to my collection. I can't thank the guy enough. For all the books that I got from him, I only paid $80 for it. You know, I don't even know how many that is, but it was basically more than a quarter of a short box of comics. But that's it. Thank you for watching, and subscribe.